Hey, welcome back to the channel. Is your toothpaste harming you? Let's find out. Okay, so I could do like an entire history of toothpaste, how it came about, what people have been using for thousands of years. We could talk about people using twigs and dirt and whatever else over the years. But we're not going to do a history of toothpaste today. Today we're going to talk about what I have seen in my clinical career and what I have heard from heard from patients and heard from other people as far as what is going on, and is your toothpaste possibly doing you more harm than good? So before I get going today, I'm going to do a quick disclaimer. This is not against any one particular company, although it might sound that way. But I have found problems with several of the major toothpaste companies and what their ingredients are, and what people are complaining of is very similar between pretty much all of the major toothpaste companies. I keep wanting to say toothbrush. Don't take this as a never use this product or these companies are evil or whatever, but this is more of an informational video, and to please do your own research if you have any of these symptoms that we'll be talking about, to go ahead, do your own research and decide what is best for you. I first got interested in, is toothpaste harming somebody, back in 2006. I was in dental hygiene school at the time. The Crest representatives came to the school and they brought us a brand new product. This was not even out on the market yet. They were super excited about it. They wanted my class to try it out, to be guinea pigs for them, and then they were going to come back in a week and tell us, we got to tell them what we thought. So they brought us the Crest Pro Health mouthwash. So we're not talking about mouthwash today, but the ingredient is also in their toothpaste, so it's going to tie in, I promise. So they gave us this mouthwash, and we're dental hygiene students. Like, okay, you hand us mouthwash, we're gonna take it home and use it. We were very excited. There were about 42 of us in my class. I don't remember exactly, but we were between 41, 42, and everybody took it home, and about 15 of us, myself included, ended up with tissue sloughing. So I think it was day 2 or 3, and I kind of went like that with my tongue, and I was like, oh, there's something in my mouth. And I pulled it, and it was my skin on the inside of my cheek. It just sloughed off. I could just peel it like a sunburn. Ew, and it like strung down as white and hung down. What is that? I could do it on the other side too. And so that whole week, we used this mouthwash. Like I said, there were about 15 of us that had this reaction. And we were, we're pulling this gunk out of our mouths, and it was our own mucosal tissue on the inside of our cheeks, down in along the outside of your teeth. It was just sloughing off. We're like, what is this? So when the reps came back that next week, yeah, we have an issue. Quite a few of us are having an allergic reaction to this. Oh, you're just not using it right, they told us. Excuse me? Like, we're dental hygiene students. You're telling me I don't know how to use mouthwash correctly? Really? But that was their excuse. They said, you just don't know how to use it properly, and that's why you're getting these results. We were all very insulted, but what are you going to do? So they released it onto the public in 2007, and if you look it up, you can see that while tissue sloughing has never been labeled as a side effect, staining was. So this mouthwash and their toothpaste was causing a brown staining on the teeth. Well, if you are brushing your teeth, you look at your teeth, you see brown stain, what are you going to do? You're going to run for your toothpaste and your toothbrush, and you're going to brush your teeth again, get this stuff off, which is only going to cause more stain. So in a way, it's genius because they're going to sell a lot more toothpaste, but it's also kind of nefarious. So, they just labeled it as, possible side effect, your teeth could turn brown. And a lot of times it would turn brown just overnight, and people would have this really brown stain on their teeth and go, what? I'm still drinking coffee. Yes, I'm doing red wine and my green tea, whatever. But, I've never had this before. What's going on? And we have to say, well, you need to change out your toothpaste because it's being caused by your toothpaste. I see at least one patient a week that's getting tissue sloughing from a Crest Pro Health product. I sometimes see it from the Crest 3D White as well. I also sometimes see it from the Colgate products now. And so I'm not sure exactly what that ingredient is that is causing that. I have done some research, I can't figure it out yet, but there's something in there. So if you are using those products and you can like, you're getting these white peelies that'll like hang when you pull it out, it's your toothpaste. Change your toothpaste. Change to something either more natural or just change over to Colgate if you're on Crest, or Crest to Colgate, or just change something, see if it changes. The ingredient that was causing the staining, I don't know about the sloughing, but the ingredient that was causing the staining was, I'm going to read it here, pyrididium chloride. That is the ingredient that allows them to make an alcohol-free mouthwash. All right, it does turn teeth brown, and it's the antiseptic that kills all the bacteria. So that ingredient is still, to this day, I just went to their website, it's still in their mouthwashes and it's still in their toothpaste. So again, if you're getting brown stain on your teeth, you don't know where it's coming from, it's probably from that. The other thing that Crest was really excited about with their new toothpaste, that was the new Crest Pro Health when that first came out, was these little micro scrubbers. They had these tiny, tiny, tiny little blue beads in their toothpaste that help to like scrub your teeth and clean everything off and remove stain. And they were super excited about this. Thankfully, those have been removed. They were made from the same plastic they used to make trash bags. Not kidding. It got down into your gums and it caused gingivitis. So these were not dissolving in people's gingiva, in their gut, in their bodies, like it doesn't dissolve. And so if you're not spitting it all out, which of course you can't because they were so tiny, they were getting down, they were being swallowed, they were getting into your gums, it was causing some issues, and they did take those out. So the FDA had said that that particular plastic is consumable, safe to consume, but it was not approved for toothpaste. So it has been removed from the products. I no longer see those little beads because that really worried me over the years. You know, you'd get in there with your ultrasonic and these little tiny plastic beads would start flushing out of people's gums, and you're like, that can't be healthy. Yeah, I've got more bleeding than I used to. Really wonder why. There are some other ingredients that can also cause problems with your health in general, or with your mouth. So one of the major things I see is canker sores in people's mouths, or little abscess ulcers, or even like little pinprick ulcers. And that can be caused from the sodium lauryl sulfate, which is the ingredient used in toothpaste to make it foam. That's really its only job. It's used in shampoo, it's used in our hand soap. Its job is to foam like crazy, and we feel like that's doing the cleaning. It's not. You don't actually need that ingredient, but some people are allergic to that ingredient and it can cause canker sores. So if you tend to get canker sores fairly frequently, buy yourself a toothpaste that is SLS free. So sodium lauryl sulfate is not in it, and that should help those clear up. Fluoride can actually be problematic for some people if you have or suffer from depression. If you are on an antidepressant, fluoride can actually increase your depression symptoms. So be sure to stay away from as much fluoride as possible if you are dealing with depression. Let's talk about sucralose. So sucralose is a sugar that is used in toothpastes. Think about that for a minute. So it's an artificial sweetener, which makes it better, right? No. That's made from, and I didn't know this till this afternoon, it's actually made from white sugar being combined with chlorine. So take your Clorox bottle, put some sugar in there, shake it up good, and then drink it. Please don't do that. But that's how they make sucralose. Of course, that's a very, modified version, but that is what sucralose is made out of. It's chlorine and sugar, and that is being used in your mouth. And if you know anything about chlorine and what that does to the brain and the nervous system, probably not a great idea to be putting that in our bodies, even in tiny amounts, especially over, say, 50 to 60 years of brushing our teeth. Also found it interesting that there are several types of sugars that are used in toothpastes to help to sweeten them. And it seems kind of counterproductive to use sugar in something that's helping you to prevent cavities. Oh. All right, I got online and I started looking up reviews on different toothpastes, Crest and Colgate mostly, because those are the ones that we use. Those are the ones that they come to us early in our dental careers and say, use our products, they're amazing. So I wanted to know, what are people experiencing with these products? Consumer Affairs website, and I checked there and the reviews are kind of atrocious. I was very shocked. So these were some of the things that people were dealing with. First, I looked up just the Crest toothpaste, because again, I was interested to see if anyone had put together the tissue sloughing with the Pro Health products. I didn't see any of that, but I did find a lot of other stuff. So these are symptoms. If you are allergic to your toothpaste, these are some of the symptoms you could be dealing with. So obviously, peeling tissue, canker sores or other ulcers, burning tissues and tongue swelling, loss of taste. Now that one was interesting because of course with COVID going around, everybody is like losing their sense of taste, but this is specifically losing salt. So you're not losing all of your taste buds, but typically it was the salty receptors in your taste buds that were being affected. So I thought that was interesting. A metal taste in the mouth. Bleeding gums. There were a lot of people dealing with bleeding gums where they really hadn't had any bleeding, and within 3 days of using like the gum detox, they had just gums bleeding all over the place. Stain, of course, which is not really an allergic reaction, but something that you can deal with. Stain is also tied with stannous fluoride. A lot of the dental companies have switched from a sodium fluoride, which is much more natural, but it's also more expensive to use, to a stannous fluoride, but stannous fluoride does cause staining. And then did you know that your toothpaste is numbing your tongue? So some people were dealing with a very numb tongue, which is not normal, but toothpaste do have a numbing agent in them that helps your tongue feel like your teeth are actually slick and smooth. So you go over and your tongue is numb, so you don't realize that your teeth are actually still dirty. So people will go, oh, but feels clean. Get in there with your fingernail and double check, because you may not actually have clean teeth. Your tongue may just be numb. So toothpaste I ran across just in a few minutes of research that people were having issues with was the Crest Pro Health, the Crest Gum Detox, the Crest 3D White, and the Colgate Total SF. That's their new one that came out a few months ago, and people seem to be having a lot of issues with the new formula. So if you're having any of these problems, then your toothpaste may be harming you. These are options that I like. These are toothpastes that I have used over the years that I definitely enjoy. The first one is made by Pretty Frank, and I will link all of these in the description box below. Pretty Frank is a tooth powder, and the ingredients include kaolin clay, bentonite clay, essential oils, non-aluminum baking soda. I'll put all the ingredients for all the ones I like down below so you guys can read them. That way if you have any allergies to the more natural stuff, then you'll know as well, and I'll link their websites too. The other one I really like is Coral toothpaste. Coral toothpaste has nano silver particles in it. If you don't know, nano silver was the original antibiotic before we discovered penicillin. And even if you go back into ancient times, people in like the medieval ages and the Middle Ages, they knew that putting a silver coin into a water bucket, because again, everybody shared water and this dipper, if they put a silver coin in there, it prevented the water from becoming slimy. And so they didn't know why it worked, they just knew that it worked. So I really like that toothpaste. It has a great flavor, it's very smooth, and I really love the way my teeth and gums feel after using it. They are currently back ordered on their mint. I'm actually waiting for a shipment myself, but I do really like their toothpaste. My other natural favorites is the Dental Herb Company, and they have a tooth and gum tonic, toothpaste, and mouthwash that I really like. The mouthwash I've actually used in place of toothpaste, so I will just put a little mouthwash in my mouth and brush my teeth with that. And I've tried their toothpaste as well, a lot of essential oils. Again, back to like the bentonite clays and the coconut oils, the more natural ingredients. And I think a lot of essential oils in those as well. And I've seen very good results in my own mouth as well as patients' mouths that have been dealing with, you know, issues. And so go check them out as well. I really like their stuff. And finally, as a Burst ambassador, I have to, of course, talk about the Burst products. So Burst currently has 3 different toothpastes. 2 of them contain fluoride, 1 of them does not. I like all of the above. These 2 are it's called wild mint, but it's a very mild mint. I actually really like it. It's a very sweet mint. And so the fluoride is the 0.243%, which is the same as your Crest or your Colgate. And this one is really fun. This is their coconut salt charcoal toothpaste. Charcoal is great for removing stain. It's also great for being absorbent of antimicrobials. And they are all free from artificial sweeteners, flavors, parabens, SLS, and sulfate and triclosan free on all of them. They're also vegan and gluten free. Of course, never tested on animals. And the entire package is recyclable, which is awesome too. So those are the 4 brands of toothpaste that I really like. You can check these out. They are, again, website below. My promo code does not work on the toothpaste unless you add them to a toothbrush head subscription, and then they'll drop by several dollars. I think it's like $3, so it's quite a bit if you get them every 3 months shipped to you. The coconut salt is just a really fun flavor. I just have to say, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's not sweet, but it's not salty. But it's just really yummy. And again, like, my husband uses Crest and Colgate toothpaste, and he has no issues at all. I tend to have issues with some of the toothpastes. I tend to be allergic to a lot of fragrances as well, and so that might have something to do with it. If you don't have any issue, you're fine. If you're noticing sores, burning, you know, any of the stuff that we mentioned earlier, maybe it's time to look at a different type of toothpaste. So hopefully this was helpful for you. I hope you learned something. If you have, as a clinician, noticed any of these symptoms in your patients or any other symptoms that I may have missed, please put those below. Have you ever seen the peeling in people's mouths like I have? It's pretty wild. You'll pull the cheek back and there's like white, and if you take your mirror, it'll just stick to the mirror in sheets. It's amazing. If you're not a clinician, have you had any issues with mouth burning or sores or any of the stuff we mentioned today? What kind of toothpaste do you use? I'd love to know which toothpaste you use, and do you like it? So comment below. I will see you guys soon. Have a great rest of your week and take care.